Welcome, everybody, to NEGU TV. My name is Eric Reese. I get the honor of being the CEO of the Jessie Reese Foundation, and more importantly, that beautiful little girl's daddy. And today we are chatting with Cade. Cade, how are you, bud?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, man, you look awesome, dude. And Cade has a special guest that he's chatting with, the one and only Matt Koerner. Matt, welcome.
What's going on, guys? How are you? Cade, how do I get one of those little wires in the back of my ear? That's awesome.
Well, Matt, for those that don't know, Matt is one of our all-stars. He has been helping us for many, many years, has an incredible journey, which I'm sure you'll learn about here in a minute. And Matt, on behalf of my family, our foundation, and we just want to say thank you for all you do of helping kids fighting cancer like Cade. Never, ever give up. You truly are a gift to us.
I feel the same way about you guys. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of what you guys do. It's an absolute honor and privilege to be a part of the Jessie Reese Foundation. I can't thank you guys enough. It's awesome.
Well, Matt is right now in California, but normally he is in Nashville because he is a country music superstar artist. And Cade, you ready for some chatting with Matt?
Yeah.
All right, you take it over, buddy.
All right, Cade, go be gentle, okay?
Thank you for being here. Also, thank you for doing like the Facebook Lives. We've been watching it. It's so cool that that you're doing that.
Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. That's awesome.
What first drew you to NEGU?
So I first got introduced to NEGU by Bobby Scott. I actually I broke my wrist back in 2014, and Bobby was working at the orthopedist office that helped mend my wrist. And a couple years later, she called me and said she's working with this fantastic foundation called the Jessie Reese Foundation, and she said that it would be really cool if I could come in and play some music for some kids in the hospital, and I jumped all over it. So I got introduced to it from Bobby.
What my story? How does battling cancer like change your life?
Changed it in a lot of ways. I think the best answer for me is, going through something like that really puts into perspective what, the little things in life. Don't sweat the little stuff. And it's kind of on both sides. It's don't sweat the little stuff, but also really enjoy the little things in life that happen. So I think there's both sides of that. And it really shaped, my outlook on live every day to the fullest, because you never know what's going to happen in life. And love your family, love the people around you. It really made me appreciate even more the people that I had around me and my support system, my parents and my sister and my now wife and all my friends and family who supported me. So it really, not that I didn't love them before, but it really, really made me appreciate everybody around me even more.
So Matt, how long did you actually fight cancer?
So I was diagnosed in 2016, and I had stage 2 testicular cancer, and I went through chemotherapy, and I ended up battling for about 3.5 to 4 months. And it was
cancer-free today.
Cancer-free today, thank God. Yep.
Yes.
But went through the rigor, man. Chemo's no joke. I lost all my hair and felt sick and all that stuff. But I truly mean it. You really draw upon the people around you when you're going through something like that. And I was extremely fortunate enough to have a loving family around me and amazing friends and a support system around me. So that helped me get through it.
Yeah, so true. All right, Cade, what's next?
Tell us about your first hospital visit when you visited the children in the hospital.
Was it Vegas? I think it had to have been Vegas. Yeah. There's so many different stories, but all of them kind of blend together. I've been fortunate enough to visit a lot of hospitals now, but my first one was the first hospital visit when Better Together happened.
Yeah.
That is when that happened. Gosh. So I was, I walked in, and I was with Erik and Corey, and Caitlin was there, and I'm sure a few other people were there too. The one story I remember from that was we walked by this room that had a little baby, and she couldn't have been more than a year. She was probably 6-7 months. She was sleeping, and her mom, I had my guitar on my back, and her mom was like, come in, because I saw the baby was sleeping. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she goes, no, come in. Her dad loves to play music and plays guitar, and she would love it. And so I played Better Together by Jack Johnson just because it's kind of like a more quiet song. And when I got done, first of all, it was just an amazing experience because the mom, you know, it really touched the mom, and the mom was crying and I started to cry, and the baby was sleeping through the whole thing. It was just an amazing moment. And in and of itself, that would have been incredible. And then I walk out and Erik is standing there and he puts his hand on my shoulder and he goes, "That was one of Jessie's favorite songs."
Yeah.
And so whenever I play that song, it reminds me of that moment. And it's one I'll never, ever forget, for sure. Was that the same visit I did Halo too?
Yeah, I was going to say, you also did, you also walked into another teenage girl's room and said, "Hey, what kind of song do you want?" What did she pick, Matt?
She was so sweet too. She picked Halo by Beyonce. And first of all, I'm walking in with like my guitar and my iPad, and Erik's like, "This guy will play any song that you pick for him. Give him anything." And he just puts me on the spot. She's like, "Okay, how about Halo by Beyonce?" And I was like, "Okay." And so give me a minute. And I tried to learn it and I played it, and it was bad. It wasn't great.
Everybody in the room was smiling.
Everybody was smiling, and that's what it was all about. But the best part about it, this girl was the sweetest ever. Erik asked her afterwards, he goes, "Do you want him to play another one?" And she's like, "No." It was awesome. But everybody was laughing and everybody was having a good time. And that's the point of not just myself, but every person, an all-star that goes into these rooms and delivers the joy jars. It's all about putting a smile on their face and making them laugh and having a good time and getting their mind off of what they're going through for a few fleeting moments. So, and that definitely did that.
And then there was the time in the same visit that the little boy put paint on your guitar.
Was that all the same visit?
Yeah.
Incredible. This little boy, what was he? Was he 2?
Yeah, maybe.
2 years old, standing in his diaper and jumping up and down on his bed, and he sees my guitar, and he's been finger painting I'm assuming all day. But he had red paint all over his hands. And he was like reaching out for the guitar and grabbing my guitar. And I had red paint on my guitar for the longest time. I think it's all kind of gone away by now, but I had red paint from him for years on my guitar. So he's just the cutest little kid ever. We played Trick or Treat, Smell My Feet about 38 times, I think. It was awesome.
How does music like help you like get through your like tough times?
Music to me, I just feel like music brings out something like an emotion in me. And I think a lot of people can feel this if you're going through a tough time. If you put on a record or a song that reminds you of something in the past, or even new music that you haven't heard, that just, there's something about music, at least for me personally, when I hear a song, it gives me a feeling inside that is like no other. And, you know, when you put on a song that you love, it brings you back to different moments in your life. And for me, whether it's writing music or listening to music or anything like that, music is something that gets me through a lot of hard times. Whenever I'm going through something tough, turn on the radio and go for a drive. It's one of my favorite things to do, just because music does bring out a different emotion in me than anything does.
Yeah.
Hey, what kind of music do you listen to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I have a lot of songs that I like. I listen to like Will Smith. Yeah, Will Smith.
All right. Do you know the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song?
I know that song that he does.
Yeah, in West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground. I'll stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that song. But yeah. What was the hardest thing that everybody goes through hard times? What was your hardest thing that you had to overcome in music?
Wow.
Ooh, that is a tough question. There's a lot of things that you have to overcome in music. I mean, there's going to be a long answer. One, okay, I'll give you a really good one. So when I first started playing live, when you get up in front of a bunch of people, you're really afraid of messing up, or you're really afraid of looking like a fool in front of a bunch of people. And that's something that I think took me a couple years to really overcome. Like if you mess up, it's not a big deal, and it kind of humanizes you in front of a bunch of people. I've kind of learned that. And I mess up every single gig I play. I'll sing a wrong lyric, or I'll mess up something. And to really learn that that's not what people really care about. Or if they do, that's just one person in the crowd. It's no big deal. So I think overcoming, getting over messing up in front of people was something that was tough for me, but kind of gotten past that at this point. But I still get butterflies when I walk up on stage. But being afraid versus having butterflies are two different things. I think definitely writing music and trying to get it in front of as many eyeballs as possible is something I'm still trying to overcome. So you want to write a song and get it to as many ears to hear it as possible is a lot easier said than done. So I think that's a tough one too. Yeah, I think those are two good ones. I think I could rattle off a few more, but those are two that come to my mind at the moment.
What about your greatest accomplishment in music?
Oh man, my greatest accomplishment in music, I love. There's a couple of things. One, I love when a song that I wrote or even that I didn't write or just perform really touches somebody in one way or another. Like I've written a song called "Take Care of My Girl," and I've had multiple people ask me to play that at their weddings for their father-daughter song. It's a huge compliment and accomplishment in my career. And also a big one, it's really hard to make a living just playing music and not doing anything else. And I've been able to do that through not just myself. It takes a village of people coming out to watch my shows and supporting me and all that kind of stuff. And so the fact that people actually keep coming back to watch me play music, that allows me to play music full time and do nothing else. And so I think that's a big accomplishment too. So, and I wrote a song about my grandpa called "Stay at 11:45" that I love.
And one about golfing with his buddies and
yeah. And one thing, sorry, Kate, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead, Matt.
Just music has brought me to so many different places and brought me into so many different people's lives. Case in point with the Jessie Foundation. I don't think if I was playing music, I don't know if we'd be doing this interview right now. So it's brought me to a lot of really, really amazing places.
Hey, Kate, I don't know if you knew, Kate, I don't know if you knew this, but Matt actually played college baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on the team.
Yeah. when we went to when we saw you in Nashville, I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I loved when we were in Nashville, going around on that football field and throwing the football around with you, man.
That was really fun.
That was a blast.
Now I have some fun questions.
Okay.
Who did you look up to when you were a kid? Like your favorite musician?
Man, some of my favorite musicians as a kid. It's kind of a longer answer. My grandparents lived in Torrance, which is about 45 minutes away from Tustin, where I grew up. And we would always go up there, and my mom and dad would play music on the radio during those drives to and from Grandma and Grandpa's house. And so a lot of that music really shaped what I love now and kind of how I write and that kind of thing. So definitely early Kenny Chesney, early Toby Keith. My dad played a lot of Meatloaf and John Cougar Mellencamp and stuff like that. And then, so that's kind of the stuff that I listened to when I was a kid. And then growing up, I listened to a lot of Train and Goo Goo Dolls and Matchbox 20 and kind of that more alternative rock and roll stuff. And so the country artists and the alternative rock and roll stuff kind of fused my influences in music.
What was your best concert that you ever been to?
Oh man. You know what's it? So my first one ever was Toby Keith. We watched him at the Pond in Anaheim. It used to be called the Pond. Now it's called the Honda Center. But I have to say, the best concert I think I've ever been to was Imagine Dragons. You've listened to Imagine Dragons? My buddy Phil and I went to see them in Nashville, and the front man for that band is a performer. It was unbelievable. That was probably my favorite concert, which is kind of funny because it's not country.
I've only been to a couple of concerts. My dad last summer took me. He gave us tickets to see Paul McCartney at the Dodger Stadium for Christmas. Yeah. So we went to that one.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then we also went to see the Fab Four.
Oh man, you're an old soul, Cade. I like it. That's awesome.
Tell
Where
us
did
about,
where did you see the Fab Four?
where did we see it? I we I don't like it was a couple of years ago, so I don't really remember. But like
Yeah.
I still remember like them like changing like they took like breaks in between to like change their costumes and stuff. It was, yeah, I remember that. It was really cool to see
That's
them.
awesome.
Tell us about your new song that you wrote, The Race.
Oh, the race. I wrote it with my friend Mike Bay. And the race, so everybody has goals, right? Like I want to be the next Luke Bryan and make a whole bunch of money and play in big stadiums, but there's a long journey it takes to get to that goal, right? And so the race is exactly that. The race is your journey of getting to that goal, and it's all about learning from your pitfalls, enjoying the places that the journey will take you, whether it's close to home or away from home or different countries or whatever. Enjoy the people you meet along the way, because if there's anything I've learned, especially in music, it's not necessarily the music that's going to get you to where you want to go. It's about a village of people, and so that's a huge part of my race too, is just enjoying and cultivating those relationships with people I've met along the way. But yeah, it's called The Race. It's been playing all over country radio, all over it's actually been in, I think, 28 states now, and it's played in the Netherlands, and it played in Ireland, and it's been really fun to watch the journey of that song and seeing where it's going. So we find out on Thursday if we crack the top 40.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
That's
But
gonna be awesome.
that's what the race is. The race is the journey of life, and enjoy it. Enjoy every day.
And then that was my last question. Just
Okay.
thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Cade. Thanks for the friendly questions, man. I appreciate it. That's awesome. When are you coming back out to Nashville? I want to see you and your dad.
Yeah, we're gonna probably come out for a couple like some more camps.
Yes.
So see you there too.
Promise me you'll let me know when you come out there, and we'll get together.
Awesome, I will.
Awesome.
So Matt, I know you're not one to go plug yourself, but if somebody's watching this, how do they learn more about you and your music?
Sure. Yeah. Self-promotion's not my deal. Let's see. So my website is mattkoernermusic.com. Okay. My last name is spelled Koerner. Facebook and Instagram is probably the best two platforms you can see what's going on with my music. That's where I post everything. So just Matt Koerner Music on Instagram and Facebook. And then also my personal page, I post a lot on that. It's just Matt Koerner on Facebook as well. So yeah, we just got into the studio with the Swan Brothers and a bunch of great studio musicians, and we recorded three new songs. They're going to be coming out here pretty soon. And
wow,
it's been fun, man. Yeah, just taking it day by day, really.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it goes without saying, thank you so much. You are like family to us. You, again, you're willing to sing Halo when you know you can't, just because you know the meaning of it is to help a child not think about having cancer for a moment. Absolutely. And those are special memories that I will always have with you. And again, we are just so grateful for everything you do to help kids fighting cancer. Never ever give up. We wish you nothing but the greatest success. We can't wait till Luke Bryan opens for you.
Me too.
And we'll be at those concerts and stuff. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, keep the race, keep chasing those dreams, because we believe in you. We're cheering for you. And thank you again, Matt, for all you do, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for letting me be a part of everything you guys are about. It really is one of the best things in my life. I love you guys. Cade, thanks for the interview, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bud.
All right.